Making natto from sunflower seeds. My first attempt and result. That's something I'm going to talk about today, so stick around. Hi, my name is Sachiaki Takamiya, the Natto King. I am the author of Natto Unleashed and the Ikigai Diet. Also, I'll be answering some natto questions. This is going to be a Q&A video too. So please watch the video until the end. Last week, I uploaded a video called Making Natto from Peanuts, my first attempt and the result. Yeah. And in the video, I answered this question. The question was, I've heard you can make natto from sunflower seeds. Do you have any advice for how to try this? And I said I hadn't made natto from sunflower seeds, so I don't know. But you can try it to see if it's possible. And then if you did, and then please share your experiences in the comment section below. Yeah, right. And then I tried making it myself. So what happened? Okay, so how did it turn out? Yeah, let's check. Take this cloth off. Yeah, that's how it looks. Yeah, inside like that. Yeah, and then it's just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna stir it to see if it's fermented. Kind of, not as much as like regular soybeans, but yeah, I think it is kind of fermented. Yeah, it's not as slimy as peanut natto, but yeah, I think it did. I have to kind of eat it to see. Okay, so I'll eat it to see. Yeah, I think it is fermented. Taste-wise, it's not bad, but it's not very good either. Let me see if I put some soy sauce. It's not bad, not bad. Maybe it's not as good as natto peanuts, yeah. But it's probably better than other beans. I mean, maybe it's about the same as chickpea natto. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. The taste-wise, it's not bad, right? And I think it is fermented. So to answer the question, yes, you can kind of make natto from sunflower seeds. I think it is possible, but not very well. As you can see, it didn't succeed like tremendously. It was kind of okay sort of level, right? But again, if you do the second time, you might have a different result. So, you should try it yourself to see, what happens. Yeah. So how did I make it? Basically, the same as making regular soybeans natto. I soaked the seeds between 12 to 24 hours. I kind of soaked it about 20 hours. Yeah. Because sunflower seeds are very small. And yeah, I don't think you need to soak them longer than soybeans. Yeah. For the steaming part, yeah, I did it the same with regular soybeans. So 15 minutes with a high flame, and then 30 minutes with a low flame, and 15 minutes after turning the gas off. Yeah. If you use the Instant Pot, basically you set the timer to 30 minutes. Yeah. But again, you may want to do it longer. Like as I said, in the case of peanut, Yeah, maybe 45 minutes would be better. I don't know. But personally, I don't think this length would make that much difference because I think seeds were already soft when I finished the steaming, and therefore I thought maybe 30 minutes was enough. Yeah, so maybe it's not to do with the duration of soaking, but more to do with the seeds themselves. Yeah. Um, then after that, you inoculate Bacillus subtilis with, rice straw sticks or mint sticks or whatever. In my case, I use soybeans. I mean, I use natto. I use, my own natto to inoculate Bacillus subtilis. And then you can put it in the yogurt maker or use instant pot yogurt function for 24 hours. That's how I did it. And then afterwards, you want to put it in the fridge to cool it down for another 24 hours. Right. All right. So then there was a question to my other video, this peanut video, making natto from peanuts. Yeah. So peanuts are legumes. Maybe that's partly explain the success of your experiment besides your skills in the process. Are you sure it would be safe to try and ferment actual nuts such as cashews or walnuts? I really enjoy your videos and hearing a Japanese person reaching out to the world, that is in English, to share some insight of Japanese culture. Greetings from Paris. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Um, yeah, that is true. So peanuts are legumes. Yeah, I know. I knew that. Yeah, peanuts actually grown on a regular vegetable field, just like other vegetables. But they don't grow on a tree like other nuts do. So peanuts are different. Now, uh, as for this question, are you sure it would be safe to try and ferment actual nuts such as cashews or walnuts? No, I'm not sure. But I don't think it would be dangerous. I don't think it would be harmful at all to do that. It's just a Bacillus subtilis. And if you can ferment beans, then maybe you should be there shouldn't be any harm of fermenting, nuts or seeds or any other type of, similar things. Yeah. However, is it worth doing it or is there meaning of doing it? That's something I don't know. Now, as far as nuts are concerned, actually, I did try fermenting almond nuts, cashew nuts, and walnut. It was a mixed nuts. It's a mixture of all three kinds of nuts. And then the first time I failed it. It didn't work. It well, I mean, it kind of smelled like natto, but there was no, strings and no sliminess, and the taste was terrible. It was a yeah, I mean, it's much better off eating almond and cashew and walnuts by themselves than making them into natto. It's a kind of mixture of natto smell and the nuts, and I couldn't even enjoy eating them. So I don't recommend it in that sense. But then I tried a second time. This time I cut the nuts. So I cut almond, cashew nuts, and walnuts into much smaller pieces because I thought the problem was the size. Yeah. So this time it was better. Yeah, it kind of fermented slightly better than the last time, but not very well. But the thing was, I didn't use a lot of nuts, just a small amount. So maybe I need to use more. I need to use a lot of nuts to be able to ferment them. Yeah, but I didn't want to risk it because I knew the taste wasn't good, so I didn't want to make too many of them and then end up with the end product. Who's gonna eat it? Yeah, that is the question. My family is not going to eat anything. They are not even into regular natto, but they are not happy with my experiment. I mean, they've been complaining about what is this, natto? What the peanuts natto? What is this? Almond natto and all kind of thing. And just please make natto from regular soybeans. Yeah, stop doing this kind of stupid experiment. Yeah, uh, and anyway, um, so the bottom line is, I think, yeah, you should make natto from soybeans. Yeah. I mean, that's how we are supposed to do. Yeah. The reason why there's no natto made from other beans in Japan, in China, in Nepal, or in other Asian country, because this fermented soybeans is not only the Japanese tradition. Yeah, you find a similar tradition in many other countries in Asia, but they always use soybeans, and it has a long history. Yeah, for I don't know, many hundreds of years, right? So how come they didn't discover a way of making natto using other beans? Yeah. So if they did find some benefit, they would have made it before. But I don't know any tradition of making, natto using other beans. So that means number one, maybe taste wasn't good. And number two, well, nutritional benefit, that's something you cannot really measure unless using a modern kind of scientific tools and stuff like that. So I think for the taste wise, people chose soybeans to make natto because that was the best. So my advice is, yeah, make natto using soybeans, but only if the soybeans are not available in your region, then use other beans. Probably the chickpeas are the best beans to use. Yeah. And if the chickpeas are not available, then find some other beans or peanuts. Yeah. And I'm sure you can find one of those, either chickpeas or peanuts or some kind of beans. Yeah. So you don't need to ferment, every single item you come across. Yeah. You can eat nuts as they are. Yeah, that's what the nuts are for. Nuts contain, their own benefit, and you don't want to change that benefit by doing something strange. Yeah, that is my advice. So another question to the same video, making natto from peanuts. Yeah. Hi, Sachiaki, more questions, please. If I see that the soybeans are already covered with a white film after, say, 15 hours, must I leave them for a full 24 hours? No, you don't need to. Once beans are fermented, then that means you can eat them at that point. Yeah. So 24 hours is just roughly, it's a sort of time. And in fact, whenever it says, how many hours and so on, the time is not important. It's whether beans are fermented or not, or even the soaking time too, whether beans are soaked or not. You need to check by touching the beans or something, not the duration of the time itself. Right. Now, would sprouting the soybeans before steaming them create the same benefit as crushing and skinning soybeans to make hikiwari natto? Because A, more surface area is created. B, the skin is pierced, which might mimic the process of removing the skin. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, the answer is I don't know because I've never sprouted the soybeans and I've never, used the sprouted soybeans to make natto. So I don't know, but I don't think so. I mean, when you talk about the surface area, I don't. I've seen the pictures of sprouting soybeans, but I don't think surface is, enlarged that much, right? So maybe cutting, soybeans would probably create more surface. So I don't think it would make that much difference anyway. Yeah. And as far as the, the skin is pieced, thing, it's not important. The removal of the skin is not important. Removal of skin is only done in Japan just because people don't like the taste of the skin. Yeah, by removing the skin, it will create a better taste. It's nothing to do with the nutritional benefit, nothing to do with the increase of the spermidine and so on. Yeah, so the skin part is not important, but for the surface area, I don't think it would make that much percent. But again, you should try. You should try, sprouting soybeans and making natto and see what happens. Yeah. Now, next question. Is there a nutritional benefit to refrigerating the newly made natto for a full 24 hours not say 12 hours or just overnight, there is no nutritional benefit for refrigerating natto in the yeah. So the reason why we refrigerate natto is to stop the fermentation process. Yeah. So after fermenting the soybeans, yeah, when you take it out of the yogurt maker or the instant pot, yeah, maybe you'll be in a slightly cooler temperature, but still, if you leave it in a room temperature, especially in the summertime, the fermentation process continues. Then beans are over fermented. That's when they create this ammonia smell. Yeah. So to stop that, in Japan, it is advised to put the soybeans in the fridge. Yeah, and then keep them in the fridge. Yeah. So it's not just 24 hours. You want to put natto in the fridge for all the time, the rest of the time that you consume. Yeah, because as soon as you take natto out of the fridge, then the fermentation starts. Yeah. Um, but the thing is, you can eat natto right after fermenting them. In other words, before putting the natto into the fridge, you can eat it. Yeah, the natto is completed. Some people say there's kind of a smell, ammonia-like smell a little bit. Yeah, so by putting natto into the fridge, maybe the taste better. But as far as I'm concerned, I've eaten natto many times right after making it, and no, the smell wasn't too bad, and then it didn't make that much difference. Yeah, by putting into the fridge. Yeah. So that means, yeah, you can put natto in the fridge for 5 hours or for 12 hours, and then you can still eat them. Yeah. But you want to keep natto in the fridge for the rest of the time. Yeah. Okay. So the last question, are the nutritional benefit of soybean natto, such as vitamin K2 and natto kinase, found also in natto made from peanuts or other legumes? If not, why bother? Okay, so I answered this question before in my other video called, Can You Make Natto from Other Beans? Yeah, so basically, the benefits of Bacillus subtilis is there because you are fermenting those beans using Bacillus subtilis. Yeah, that's how beans, turn natto. So that means it contains Bacillus subtilis, and in fact, this benefit is the most important benefit as far as I'm concerned. This is the reason I eat natto. I don't eat natto for natto kinase. I don't eat natto for vitamin K2. I don't even eat natto for spermidine because there are other food you can gain the benefit of spermidine. Yeah, the same with the vitamin K2 and so on. And as for the natto kinase, it's unique to natto, but for the blood flow and the blood circulation, there are many other ways to do that. Yeah, but Bacillus subtilis is a unique bacteria you can get only from natto or fermented product using Bacillus subtilis. Yeah, this is a special probiotics to the gut. Yeah, it helps your gut microbiome. Yeah, especially recently, it's been discovered that there's a special kind of bacteria which is abundant in the centenarians in the Kyotango area in Japan. Now, Kyotango area is in a spotlight at the moment in Japan because the number of centenarians are 3 times as big as the average number of the centenarians in other parts of Japan. Yeah. And then they discovered the centenarians contain the special bacteria in their gut. Yeah, which I'll probably talk about in some other video because it's a little complicated to explain. But that bacteria is not Bacillus subtilis. But anyway, Bacillus subtilis support the support increasing that longevity bacteria. Yeah, actually, Bacillus subtilis and some other beneficial bacteria in the gut basically support the increase of that particular bacteria, and therefore Bacillus subtilis plays a very big role. Yeah, and so that means the benefit of vitamin K2 too, because vitamin K2 is produced by Bacillus subtilis, but not natto kinase. Natto kinase is unique to soybeans. When you ferment soybeans, yeah, it is considered that natto kinase is produced. But when you ferment other beans, maybe not. We don't know for sure, but I don't think there are any research suggesting that natto kinase is produced from other beans. It is usually considered the unique product of soybeans. Therefore, you still gain the benefit of Bacillus subtilis from peanut nattos or chickpea nattos, yeah, or even the sunflower seed natto, yeah. So if you're into this benefit, maybe this is the way. But again, best to eat regular soybean natto if you have access to soybeans. Only if you don't have access to soybeans, maybe you can try chickpea nattos or peanuts natto or sunflower seeds natto. Right. For the details of making natto at home, please watch my other video called How to Make Natto at Home, the Complete Guide, or How to Make Natto from White Plant, Instant Pot version. To make natto at home, you can also find a section in my book, Natto Unleashed, a DIY natto. And also the book contains other helpful information such as health benefits of natto, recipes, navigating natto's taste, natto hacking. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Sachiaki Takamiya. I am the author of Natto Unleashed and the Ikigai Diet. If you like this video, please give me your thumb up and subscribe to my channel. And please leave your comment. Yeah. Have you ever made natto from sunflower seeds or any other kind of seeds? Thank you. Well, I will see you in the next video. Live with your Ikigai!